Ramamurthy. Welcome to Sri Sathya Seva Gurukulam free online classes. Are you happy? Okay, be happy and make others happy. Okay, so we're all enjoying nature, correct? The rainy season we enjoy rains. In the cold season we enjoy this cold. Do you? Okay, they're all called natural phenomena. The sun shining, the stars twinkling, wind blowing, what else? Animals running, they're all natural. And if there is any disturb for the nature, that gives so much of confusion or chaos. So we have seen in the previous class that there some substances can be charged by rubbing with other substances. Even if you rub your hands, it becomes hot. If you rub a comb against your hair and bring it near the paper pieces, it attracts. So, due to the rubbing of the substances, charges will be produced. What kind of charges you have? You have two kinds of charges. One is called positive. Another one is called negative. For example, when you rub a glass rod with the silk becomes negatively charged. Glass rod becomes positively charged. Ebonite rod with wool. Ebonite rod will be negatively charged. Wool will be positively charged. How it happens? Only on rubbing. If you keep it as it is, no changes. Okay? The process of electrical discharge between clouds and the earth. Clouds and the earth. That is also electric discharge. Or between different clouds, cloud to cloud, causes what is called as lightning. Of course, you should know that all clouds will not give lightning. Are you thinking about it? Even though you find so much of clouds in the rainy season, they will not give or they will not cause lightning. Only when oppositely charged clouds come near, they form lightning. Correct? So, what are the dangers of lightning? It may strike clouds, which destroys life and property. So, the lightning strikes the buildings may collapse. If it strikes the trees will collapse. Strikes the persons also will collapse. So, there are so much of danger for the nature. Now, let us see home assignments. Have you done it? Okay. How is lightning caused? Process of electric discharge between the clouds and the earth or between different clouds causes lightning. How many have seen lightning? Yeah. Of course, some of you fear also. Correct? Some of when the rain comes, better you don't go outside. When it is heavy rains, or when there is a thunderstorm and this lightning, better not to go out. Correct? Second question, write any two precautions. What do you mean precautions? Care to be taken during a thunderstorm inside a house. Suppose you are inside a house, what you must do? So, during a thunderstorm, contacts with telephone cords, electrical wires and metal pipes are to be avoided. You should not touch the metallic wires, electric wires, metal pieces and telephone cords also. Therefore, you are not supposed to do calls, phone calls. Of course, in these standard telephones I am telling, not these mobiles. Mobile is actually harmless as far as the lightning aspect is concerned. Safer to use mobile phones and cardless phones. not the regular phones having wires. Correct? So bathing should be avoided, because while taking bath, water is a good conductor of electricity. So it allows the flow of charges. To avoid contact with running water. So when the thunderstorm and lightning is there, avoid bathing. So these are some of the care to be taken when you are inside the house. Sometimes a crackling sound is heard while taking off the sweater during winters. Why? Have you experienced it? Yeah, some have. Correct? But not all shirts, please note. Only those charged shirts, not cotton shirts, what they call terling, nylon, and even sweaters also. There will be sound, that is called crackling sound. And you can see some charges also, some flashes of light. Why it happens? The question. Answer is due to friction between the sweater and the body. When the sweater is taken off, the woolen sweater gets charged, and this causes the crackling sound. So when you just take it out, what happens? There will be rubbing take place. Rubbing between what? Rubbing between the sweater and the body. When the rubbing take place, there will be charges produced, and that is called static charges. That is why the crackling sound is heard. Not huge sound. Something, small sound will be heard. You can see flashes of light also. So that is a very interesting phenomenon. You can try it today. No, not in daytime, okay? Night time. I think you might have observed already. Okay? Now let us see what you have to study today. We will say a new topic called as earthquake. Effects of earthquakes and causes of earthquakes. Earthquaking. Quaking means what? Shaking. Of course, all might not have experienced. Even if you experience, no danger has taken place. In Karnataka, very few places got that severe earthquakes. But in states like Jammu Kashmir and in Gujarat and some northern part of Karnataka also, like Bidar, Maharashtra, they had experience of the. Shall we see one photo? So now we will see a photo of an earthquake that took place in Nepal. In Nepal, see, this is what happens when earthquake take place. Such a beautiful buildings will collapse. What happens then? Then there will be loss of crores of rupees, loss of persons, because when such buildings collapse, the persons who are inside it will naturally die because of the heavy, sudden, that without any, we can't find out or make out when it comes and all. One of the natural calamity, we call it. Natural calamity. So, earthquake is a sudden shaking or trembling of the earth with last for a very short time. So, shaking, earth shakes there. So, when it shakes there, which lasts for a very short time. Okay? But even that short time also, lot of things are damaged and huge confusion takes place. Correct? So it is caused by the disturbance deep inside the earth crust. Okay? So it is a disturbance. Suppose all are studying in the class silently, studying. Suddenly one fellow enters with a huge thud or making some noise, some music, something like that. There will be disturbance. Similarly, water in a water in a well, for example, is calm and quiet. Suppose you put one stone on it, there will be disturbance. Correct? So also the disturbance in the earth's crust. So for that you must know what are the layers of the earth. Shall we see one more photograph? Yeah. See, such a beautiful building. There is a hotel actually. This one building is a hotel, and see how it is disturbed due to the earthquake. And of course, it's a natural calamity which any human beings can't avoid it. Only our scientific gadgets, what we call seismograph, will detect the presence of earthquake, and the shock waves of the earth will be made known in a scale called Richter scale. Okay, but of course they can't avoid it. So earthquake can cause immense damage to buildings, bridges, dams and people. So these are the buildings. Some bridges also will collapse, and then dams also very dangerous. If it happens to dams, so much of water will rush and many of the villages will be submerged. Of course, you and I don't have experience because it does not happen in Karnataka, but there are some states which are severely affected. There can be a great loss to life and property. So naturally, when it falls like this, be dangerous, very great danger will be there for loss of life and property. So one more effect you can see here. So what is this photo about? So it can cause what is called as tsunami. Huge waves are formed when there is an earthquake in the sea. Tsunami is a Japanese word, and it means that huge waves up to 30 to 35 meters high, and it may cause some raise in the water level, and that water will gush into the towns or cities. So it can cause floods. So what happens suddenly if there is a rise in water level, it can cause some floods. Have you seen floods? Yeah, those who are river side, those whose houses are near the rivers, they experience floods. When? In rainy season, correct? There will be sudden rise of water level, and it will enter the fields around, and so much of fields will washed out, the crops will washed out, buildings will collapse, and some landslides also take place. Especially nowadays, this mining is a very worst. The man, out of the over desire, excessive desire, they do mining. Of course, mining done for a good purpose, okay, but for selfish reasons, they cut off these hillocks. So what happens? The hillock become weak. So there will be landslides. There will be some buildings on the top of the hillock. Due to landslides, they will fall off. Tsunamis, I was just telling about. It happened in 2004, I think. Next day after Christmas, it happened. A tsunami in state like Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, etc. So a major tsunami occurred in the Indian Ocean on 26 December 2004. Thousands are gone near the seashore after Christmas. But unfortunately, what happened? The tsunami which attacked. This is one photo of that. It attacked the seashore. So all those in seashore washed out, and some of them, of course, because of the height of the waves, they are pushed onto the top of the buildings, different floors of the building. So that happened in 2004, next day of Christmas, where so many people are gone for enjoyment on the seashore. But their enjoyment stopped for within a short while because of the effect of tsunami. See, all the coastal areas around the ocean suffered huge losses, especially that of Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, etc. Many lives have been lost, lot of lands are disturbed, many buildings collapsed. That's why it is called as natural calamity. Can you name one more natural calamity? Yeah, tsunami is a natural calamity, then earthquake, then lightning also is a natural calamity, then landslides due to heavy rains. So they are all calamities. And here is some interesting things about that. Major earthquake occurred in India on 8th of October 2005 in the towns of Uri and Tangdhar in Kashmir. Kashmir, one of the beautiful states. Why Kashmir is famous for? Anybody? Yes, it is apples. There are a lot of lakes also in Kashmir, and sceneries are so fine, and it is actually the crown of our country, which you must be proud of. So in the towns of Uri and Tangdhar, there was a huge earthquake took place in 2005. Also in Gujarat, 2001 January, 26th January. Why 26th is famous for? It is called Republic Day. Thousands of students were standing on the streets and the grounds of the schools. So suddenly the earthquake took place in Bhuj district. Even there was a shock in our in Maharashtra also, in Gulbarga, Yadgir and other states also, other districts also, they got the effect of this earthquake. Anyway, it was severe in Bhuj district of Gujarat. Now let us see, why does this earthquake take place? Or you can say, how does it take place? For that you must know the structure of the earth. Can you tell anyone fruit having this shape? Can you name any fruit? Yes, apple, correct. In every apple you will have a cover, correct? A red cover will be there. What do you call it as? Crust. Suppose you cut an apple, you find some white substance there. That is called mantle. So in earth also there will be a substance or some layer called as mantle. Inside that there will be one green color substance. That is called outer core, as you find in the case of apple also. And inside that there will be some seeds. That is called inner core. But don't tell that in exam if they ask the question, write the layers of the earth. Don't write the shape of the apple. Just for comparison I told. Okay. So these are the main parts of the earth crust. Earth actually, first is called crust. Some 30 to 40 kilometers in deep. All these mountains, the seas, all these, what you see, the outer surface is called as crust. Suppose you go deeper, you have mantle, something like 2000 kilometers. And then you have the outer core and then inner core. Inner core is the highest temperature, 6500 to 7000 degrees Celsius. So as you go inside, the temperature increases, pressure also increases. Okay, these are the layers of the earth. So what happens? The tremors are caused by the disturbance deep inside the uppermost layer of the earth called the crust. So there will be disturbance. For example, naturally you may see one example. Vomit comes. How many have experience of vomits? Some of you, correct? Why it comes? You don't know. You have eaten more, drank more, and there will be disturbance in the stomach. It comes out. And if it comes out, there will be some disturbance, correct? So also here, due to high temperature and pressure, there will be the layers of the earth will be disturbed. So it happens in the earth's crust only, the uppermost layer. Okay. For example, this one. Let us see the causes of the earthquake. Outermost layer of the earth is not one piece, but it is a fragmented. So like this, so you can see they are all congested to one place. Each fragment is called a plate. Plate. So when plate is moving, one plate is moving on the other, there will be this trembling take place. These plates are in continual motion. Now you may wonder what it makes to move like that. In the mantle there will be liquid actually. Okay, and due to high temperature and pressure also is there in that liquid, and that will make these plates to move. Just as the vomiting, So vomit comes out because of some disturbance inside. Okay, then what do? After vomiting, you take some ORS, correct? Lemon juice, very good. Lemon juice or ORS, that will help for submission. ORS will give you some strength also. So also here you find some plates here. So the earth's plate, they may move like this. So one is this direction, the other opposite direction. It is called moving of the earth plate. So they brush past one another, or a plate goes under another due to collision. So this is called collision, colliding. This is called brushing. Move like this or move like this. So there will be disturbance in the earth's crust. It is this disturbance that shows up as an earthquake on the surface of the earth. So due to brushing of the layers or plates, or due to colliding. Colliding means coming near to each other. There will be disturbance in the earth's crust. So these plates, they start moving. Tremors on the earth can also be caused when a volcano erupts. So it may be brushing or colliding. Another reason is when a volcano comes up. What is volcano? Just like when a vomiting comes out, similarly in the mantle, when there is due to high temperature and pressure, the liquid inside that mantle, what is it called? Anybody knows it? Magma. That will comes out. Where the places having the earth's crust very thin. So if the earth's crust is very thin, the magma which is there due to high temperature and pressure comes out. That is what is called as volcanic eruption. Erupting means coming out. Or when a meteor hits the earth. What is meteor? It is a heavenly body belonging to solar system going around the sun. They are nothing but huge chunks of stone. So when they hit the earth, Or the third reason is underground nuclear explosion. Sometimes they test these nuclear bombs by keeping under earth. So there will be explosion inside the earth. So what happens? It will cause to earthquakes. So three reasons we are just discussing. One is eruption of volcano. You might have heard about Japan. There is one big mountain called Fusiyama, and there huge eruption of volcano takes place. Of course, the people of Japan are ready for that. They know such calamity. They are ready to face it. Life is a challenge. Meet it. They take it as a challenge. And sometimes the meteor, I think most of you have seen in the night time, one star, something like a star will come and shoot at the earth. Have you seen it? Usually it is called shooting stars, but they are not stars. They are nothing but meteors. When they come into the earth's gravity, there will be friction, there will be light produced. And this also, when it falls on the earth with great speed, it may cause what is called as earthquake. So since earthquakes are caused by the movement of plates, the boundaries of the plates are weak zones where earthquakes are more likely to occur. So when the crust is weak, then only it comes. Even the digestion also, if the digestion, especially weak persons, will have that vomiting more. And I think some of you may experience in a journey in a bus. When a bus goes in the mountains, hilly stations, there what happens? The bus will rotate. So there will be disturbance. And what is the solution for that? For about 1.5 or 1 or 2 hours, you should not eat before going to journey. Then that vomit will not come. So these earthquakes will be nothing but movement of plates. It takes place in the weak zones. So in the weak zones, let us see where the weak zones in India, where the earthquakes are seen. For example, here you got a photo of the physical feature of the earth. So this is called Indian plate. Indian Ocean is here, and this is Tibetan plateau. Eurasian means Europe and Asia and Europe. And this is Himalayas. So this is called Ganges plain. Now, Ganges is one of the most sacred rivers in India. And this river will create what is called as plains. And so here what happens is, the layer of the earth where the crust is thin, as I just now told you, it will be 30 to 40 kilometers thick. But in some places it is thinner. In such cases, the earthquakes they're called weak zones, where the seismic, what do you mean by seismic? Seismic means that connected to earthquakes. So they're called fault zones. So these earthquakes will not take place all parts of the earth, only some portions. They're called as fault zones. In India, areas most threatened are in Kashmir, western and central Himalayas, whole of northeast, Ran of Kutch, Rajasthan, and Indo-Gangetic plain. So in Indo-Gangetic plain you have, and in Himalayas you find it, and in Kashmir, also in Rajasthan. Do you know why Rajasthan? Why Rajasthan is famous for? Yes, Thar deserts. Desert is there. So, and the northeast, somewhere here, Assam, then you have Nagaland, Manipur, etc., etc., Tripura, Manipura and all. That place is called northeast portions. So there also we find an Indo-Gangetic plain. This is called Gangetic plain, where the river Ganga flows. So there will be little weaker. Earth's crust is weaker. We find some what is called as seismic zones, and some areas of South India also fall in the danger zone. South India means Maharashtra especially, and Gujarat, we told it already, Kutch area. Some places of North Karnataka like Gulbarga, Yadgir and all that, they are also victims of this earthquake. Now let us see the home assignment. These three states in India where earthquakes are more likely to strike. First question. Note down. Explain why it is safe to use wireless telephone instead of a landline telephone during lightning. What is lightning conductor? And last question is, what are the effects of earthquakes? Okay. Now let us see what Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai says. Patience with yourself is confidence. How many are confident? Some of you, correct? So if you do your work with confidence, that is patience within yourself. Patience with others is love. Suppose your friend is having some difficulty. He can't read properly, he can't write properly, he can't walk properly, he can't see properly. All that. You should go with patience with such persons, such boys or girls. Then we call it as love. Patience with God is faith. Whatever may the problem come, maybe of money or of health or of power, position, etc., etc. Then you should have a patience that everything happens for good. It's God's will. That is called as faith. And here is an interesting thing. If you don't have patience, you will become a patient. Patient means it may be your body or mind. Okay, but soul has no patience. It's always blissful. Okay, always full of love, purity, light and all. This is what Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai says. Okay, noted? Okay, come prepared with the answers. Thank you.